Welcome to a new episode of Pedal Board Tips. On my channel, I talk a lot about stereo recordings because I believe that coming from mono to stereo is the best way to improve your sound for ambient guitar. But if ever you cannot afford to buy a second amplifier, I'm going to show you how you can take a mono amplifier recording and make it sound like it was in stereo. In that case, I will take a recording of my AC15, Vox AC15 with a simple Shure SM57, and we are going to stereoize it. So now we are inside Cubase. Just before we start, you should have a quality pair of headphones if you want to catch all the little details about what we are going to do. And I'm going to use only stock plugins. So if you're not using Cubase and another DAW, you probably have the same plugins. It will just be a different interface, but you can apply the same tips. So as you can see, I have a mono recording of one track, and I just have one plugin already installed. It's a limiter, just so I can raise the volume of that track so you don't have to raise the volume of your speakers to listen to that video. So it's just 11 dBs higher. So let's listen to the track itself. I recorded it with my delay pedals, reverb, compressor, so the track itself is already processed through my pedals. So it doesn't sound dead center, but it could use a lot of spatial and spread between both ears. Here's how it sounds. So it sounds already very good, but we are going to spread it a lot more. So my first trick is to choose a stereo delay. So if you go on your delay section, you probably have a stereo delay plugin available here. What I'm going to do is put different times to both ears, so we don't hear the attack of the delay at the same time. So it's going to spread a lot our track in both ears. So on my left channel, let's say I'm going to put 550 milliseconds of delay, and on the right ear, I'm going to put 500. Then I'm going to keep a lot of feedback because I want to have several repeats, but I don't want to notice them. I want this to be rather felt than noticed. So I'm going to back off a lot on the mix so it's very, very quiet. So maybe 8 out of 100 only, because we don't want to add an effect on top. We already have our delays and reverbs on our mono track. We want just this to be felt. So once again, I'm going to bypass the plugin. Let's hear how it sounds with no effect. Let's add the delay. Now you can hear it trail when I stop the track. So it's impossible to have a delay that you are not going to notice, but you have to back off on the mix as much as possible so you don't use it as an effect, but rather as something that can be felt. Usually what I like to do too is to use filters. A lot of high pass filters because I don't want the high end of my delays. The darker it is, the better it is to kind of blend with your tone. So I'm going to add some filters, pretty heavy filters, and let's see if it changes something. Bypass. basically the delays that you're hearing the most on the tracks are the original delays from my Strymon El Capistan. The delay from the plugin is very subtle, like on the back of your ears here, and it just spreads more. You could end up here and use it as your only effect, and it kinds of sound very stereo already, but you probably have some spatialization effect inside of your DAW. It's in the section Spatial plus Spanner, and you could use a mono to stereo plugin, stereo enhancer, or there could be other names for it, but in Cubase it's mono to stereo. And once again, it's going to spread a lot more. So you could play with the width, the delay, and the color of it. So let's play of it a little bit. Mono, stereo. It's already pretty intense when you put it a 200% up, but it really spreads between both ears. Let's play with the delay and the color of it to see how it sounds. I like them pretty much at the center. The delay adds a nice chorusy effect that once again is rather felt when you put it on for the whole piece. And I'm going to adjust the width because it's kind of too much right now at 200. So let's adjust it. So that's pretty much how I like it right now. So just with those two plugins, you really have a amplifier sound that sounds like it's in stereo, even if it's a mono recording. Let's hear the difference. Once again, I'm going to bypass both plugins. So that's it, guys. These were my tips. If you have only one amplifier but you want a great stereo sound by adding plugins, you could try those tricks and it works really well. If it's your first time on the channel, please click on the bubble to subscribe. And if you're not new but you have never clicked on the notification bell, do it right now to be notified about all my next tips and videos. Until next time, au revoir.